Okay, I'm on now.
Hello, everyone. Apologies.
Right.
There was the live stream for some reason ended on the last session for some reason and caused a bit of a delay. But we are up, and what's important, we have Coach Michael and Coach Aymane here, so all is good.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Coach Sam. Michael, how are you doing?
We're doing awesome.
How was everyone's training day today?
Not bad. I took a continuation trade on that U.S. oil from Friday. Let me show it really quick.
Absolutely. What about you, Aymane? How was your trading day?
No trades today.
No trades.
Starting the week tomorrow. No trades.
Fair play, no problem.
Let me see.
No trades today.
Yeah, it was slim pickings, is what I would say for sure.
I had a very, very nice trade today,
but
I also had a podcast. So I got in pretty much near the US Open, probably about like 10 minutes after Open, and then I had a podcast in 20 minutes. And I was thinking, do I end the trade before the podcast or just let it go?
Or end the podcast.
Right.
So I let it run. As soon as the podcast was finished, I like jump onto the charts. I'm like, how's it going? And it kept going my way. So woo.
Right.
Very good.
I saw like at the Open, like we went straight continuations.
Nice bullish trade, easy. Good morning, Robert. How are you? I say good morning. It's the evening here in the UK, but probably in America, it's not even the morning, is it? Where would it be the morning right now? I don't think anywhere in the world is it the morning. So,
if anywhere, it would be 1 a.m. somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll be honest, today was a little interesting for me today because you guys remember what happened on me on Friday when this trade got closed out.
Yeah.
On crude oil, right? So this thing opened up, as you can see yesterday. It kind of like came back down. Now it attempted to retest this area again, right? This same area, because it didn't run, like it didn't go anywhere. Right, so it came back, retested this same little area, nearly almost to the pip, right, from here, like a few pips off, right, and boom, closed up right above here. I saw this morning. I'm like, can I take this again? It took me a second to get into this because when I noticed it was at 8, and then I saw this around 8:45. I'm like, I think I can take this again. So I came to the charts, and this was the first thing that I saw, so I didn't want to just immediately jump into this trade, right? So I'm like, hold on, let me do my full analysis. And after looking at everything, I'm like, yeah, you can totally take this trade again. So I jumped back in this, right, as soon as this candle closed. I actually had a small dip in it, right? So I should have been in here. But I think, again, after I looked at it for a little bit, I didn't end up getting into, let's see, what's my price on here? Because I'm still in this right now. My price is 61.97. So 61.97 is about nearly right here. So not too bad. When this got to this point right here, I should have moved my stops to break even, technically, and I didn't do that, guys. So. And the reason being is because what happened to me on Friday. I'm like, hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm not messing this up. But I'm sure you guys can still see this. In essence, this whole first leg here is now obsolete, right? So we're now just looking at this move here to go long, right? Wasn't the best, especially on a Monday. And as you can see, this thing is still kind of sitting around here. Ideally, I would have wanted my stop loss to break even right here, guys. Like, to be totally honest, like right here. But I'm a little weary and iffy on this because of what happened on Friday. So I guess I'm going to just closer monitor it. Because, yeah, I would have wanted to take this off like some here. This is the next bounce point just how we expected on Friday. This is the bounce point off this 800 EMA. So the fact that it closed above this and now it's kind of like below it is not good, to be totally honest. But this is Monday for you, right? Like you kind of expect weird, crazy, funky moves to occur just like this. But I figure we'd be in a session for a minute so I can just monitor it. And if I need to close it, I'll close it manually versus just on a wing kind of doing it. So a little bit out of my quote unquote setup how I would like to see it done. But I'm gonna be here. It's not like I'm stepping away. So I'm gonna just closely monitor this entire session. Because technically I should be at break even and I should be taking a percentage of this off. Right? Like that's what I would prefer to have done, but today's a little bit interesting for me. So yeah, I'm living on a wild side, the trading side today. because of what happened on Friday, which should be illegal, right? Because I'm not supposed to carry that bad juju, so to speak, to my next trade, and I'm actually doing that this time. But I'm just a little bit worried of moving my stop to break even because you guys seen it live, like on Friday. It just I don't know. Like, that threw me totally off. So I don't want to move this just yet to break even. I don't even want to take any of it off because now it's way too low. I'm just going to keep my same bias and see this turn back the other way. Or this is going to come down and close below this price here. And I'm going to have to close it either way. So I'm not in the best position right now with this setup. Like I'm supposed to have already taken off some and stops to break even. And I should probably be getting taken out like now or in the moment with, a small profit for the day. But I'm not in the position right now. I'm way too far off. So I'm like a little stuck to be honest. So I'm gonna just monitor this pretty close today, guys, and just kind of see what we got going on. But the bias for this is still long. I'm loving how one is closed above on the 4-hour chart. This is good for me. How this closed all the way up here. If I were to take this on the 4-hour chart, I would expect some pullback. So this is regular, right? To come back and retest this 200 EMA price where we are right now. This is totally expected. And then additionally, when I always mention, you always want to check out the bigger move, right? It is just look at this. And I'll be honest, this is the main reason that I'm comfortable with this. Is because I'm kind of expecting this setup like this. Now, if I'm wrong on this, I'm gonna have to take my medicine like a big boy. But this should be good for the simple fact that we have on a 4-hour chart, we got our double bottom in place, right? We got our run up. This did touch the 200, so I'm not really fully into that. But the next move would be something like this and going higher. Right, like it looks a little bit funky, but you can see the W bottom in place. You see the 1350 cross here, right? You can see the run up, the first touch. It's giving us 2 legs right now. So we got the first leg outside the band slightly, second leg inside the band. On a 4-hour chart, this looks long. So I'm pretty comfortable with this still. And mainly, as I mentioned, we got this 4-hour close all the way up here. So you can kind of expect a little pullback, retest this zone. There's traders short below the 200, so they had to tag those traders on, activate those orders. But yeah, this still looks pretty good for the long side. I'm being really flexible with this trade right now. It's just something I don't normally do, to be honest. I just missed my criteria to get out in essence. So had some last minute stuff. I noticed I had they let me know I took a last minute podcast today in Spanish. I'm like, oh wait. I'm like, what's the questions? So there's a lot going on for me this morning. So this threw me totally out of whack today. But this is still this trade is still pretty much intact. So I don't want to let it go just yet. And then it ended up going my way, and I'm like, This way you got to look at the higher time frame because you can kind of still see what's going on. So not too bad. I would, for me to get to really feel really comfortable about this, like again, I'm like, all right, we definitely good. The Aymane reached out to the market makers and saved me. If we can get a close above this,
go on, Aymane. Do him a favor.
We'll be good.
They are not working on Mondays, they said.
Oh no! So I'm on my own. No. So yeah, so I'm kind of here with this setup right now. This still looks good though. Like this is still a good trade. And again, if this closes, and I'm just gonna be like, my last criteria for this is if this closes below this. At this point, I literally have to close this trade. Right? Like I'm being a little flexible with this, but I'm going to make a note. I'm going to say, close this trade now. Right? Like close this bad boy. And secondarily, if we can get a close above here, right? I'll come back and I'll say, all right, we looking good. All right, so I'm stuck between this right now, y'all. This one messed me up today. I can't even lie. And I want to say, right, just to be totally honest, totally transparent, I want to say that I'm still salty because of what happened to me on Friday. Right? Like that totally took me out. And I don't even really trade crude oil that much because I can see the parameters are a bit different. I don't have this like I can do this in my sleep with my eyes closed type of style yet. So this one's a little bit funny. So yeah, this one I'm still just kind of waiting to happen. But again, I'm really just still staying into this trade because everything I mentioned. We still have that first 5,200 cross here. We have no long to break this area just yet. So like bare minimum, I'm expecting this to go like higher than this. It's to break. This is the retest. I want to see it break this level up here, which hasn't happened yet. So I'm just hanging on. This is a slight gamble, to be totally honest. Like if I lose this trade, I won't be surprised. Like I really wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah.
Because again, if I lose it, I shouldn't have technically lost it. I should have took some off and be at break even. So if this comes back down here and closes, I will lose this trade. But had I stuck to my trading plan and not been like distracted today with everything going on a Monday, this would have been a break-even trade with a small profit versus a loss. So I just want to be very transparent about that up front. Like I'm supposed to be at break-even on this trade right now, y'all.
Yeah.
So if it closes up here again, though, I will go ahead and move this to break-even. Like if it closed me out again on Friday, I mean, I don't have to look at crude oil again and kind of see. Maybe I take this off my list. I don't know. I might have to do that if that happens again. But right now, I just want to monitor this very, very, very closely. Yeah, outside of that, I was looking at Euro AUD today, which was really close to the ID50 setup. And this thing turned around crazily on me. Look at this. This is why you got to wait for trade confirmations, guys. You see this? This alert never went off. Look at this. It came to the pip nearly. And the main reason is this candle right here was not a real shift candle. And when I always say I like to see the body touch the candle, we had 1 wick, 2 wicks, 3 wicks, 4 wicks, 5 wicks. 5 wicks touched this 50 EMA for the long, but we had no body. Yeah. And this is exactly why I say I don't like the wicks to do it. I like the body to touch it. Let me see some body touch the candle, not just the wick. Because look at this. It made one last little wick, ran up long, and smashed. You was taken out in 1 hour. Your stop loss got hit in 1 hour with this trade. Exactly where I set this at. Right? Ridiculous. This would have been a nice ID50 though, had we had a nice close, right? Because let me zoom out a little bit. So we got our 5,200 cross, right? Very first time price touches. Let me scoot this down a little bit. Very first time price touches the actual 200 EMA is right here. Oh, it didn't go long. That wasn't it, right? And this technically would have been it because why? We got the market baseline below the static for the reload. So this was a good trade. Just on a 1 hour chart, it probably just looked a little. Let me take this off. It just looked a little funky. And this is why I don't like to take the trades when they already touched the 200 EMA like this, because we got this little funky. This could easily be mistaken for a double top, and that's the part I don't like. It all has to measure out the same way. Even though the 200 EMA crossed all the way back here, you remember this trade, Aymane? This is the trade I took short 3 weeks ago, right? So this is short, but if you look at it, the 200 EMA crossed all the way back here. This was April 23rd, like nearly a month ago. So this thing has been short ever since. Smash this trade going short here. Beautiful M off the 200, right? We haven't had a 200.
I think you took the same trade on Euro USD also. Same one.
Yep. Same exact trade. None of my trades look different. They all look the same, just slightly different. It's the same setups. But this, right? Then you got to be careful with a setup like this because people will see this M and think it's this M. Because again, this is the first M, as I always say, because it's the fresh 5200 cross. You want to take the first M. This all the way down here is the second M. People will try to take this short, so your bias got to be on point with this because you can get wrapped up in all of this. All right, so even though I was looking at the 15-minute chart, which is the ID 50, right? You see, I got the 5200 cross. I got this funky W structure over here, right? Like this is actually really ugly, just to kind of point it out. But whoops, yeah, funky W. Like this is really ugly. This is not a trade I want to take. That's why I won't take that W. But what I will take is the bounce, right? Once we got this 1350 cross right here, I will take this bounce off this 50 EMA going long. And that's what I was trying to take. But as you see, it never manifested. And this is why you can't get caught up in this stuff. Because literally, you're supposed to take this trade right here. But if you look at this candle, what kind of candle is this? It's just regular. It's not a shift candle. And look at these wicks. We have no body. None of the body of the candles have touched the 50 EMA. None of it. This is why this is a hard rule for me. Yeah. The wicks don't count. For me, it don't. Like the wicks for me is only a price rejection area. And then sometimes that's not good enough, right? Because they rejected the price right here, closed up. But what they do, one candle closed all below all of this. That's why I always say I want to see the body of the candles actually bounce off the 50, not just wicks. So this for me was close, but it wasn't it. Now, had I seen something like this where price came in, it kind of went like this, touched with some wicks to fake everybody, and then the next candle came down here, actual on some body, like actual body of the candle, and then the next candle closed up here, then I would have took it because this is the body of the candle on the 50 EMA. But as you see, it never came back. So this don't count because there's no body. And then this counts because there's body, but there's never a close above this price. That's why our alert never went off. So super close to taking Euro AUD today, but this wasn't it. Almost got faked out with this today.
Yeah.
And as you see, I already got stopped out in one candle. So now bring up the fact of, obviously we all know as pro traders, your data tells you everything. And my data tells me that wicks ain't good enough for a bounce. I need body off the candle. Like this was the only candle after we got this cross. This red candle here is the only candle that touched the body touched this candle. So I was fine with this close below. That don't really mean anything yet because we right here. This red candle that's down could have easily been a green candle up here and closed. I would have been all over this trade. But my system kept me out of a bad trade today because, again, there's no body on this candle.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I was close to taking that one today, and that was really it, guys. I didn't really have too much. I was looking at NAS 100. I thought about Aymane today when I saw this.
Thank you.
Because technically, right? And I'll just scoot this over. You guys already know. I will never stop drawing this to drill this in everyone's mind that this is how it goes. Right? Technically, for me, with the setup, this is what this was supposed to look like. I said to my group today, I'm like, oh, we might get a trade on NAS 100 today. But that's not happening now. Because if you see this closed back up to the upside now. This little bitty piece. Right? We could have had just how we have this peak high right here. And we got the run and the retest and short. That would have been the move. Oh, let me do it like this. That would have been the move right here. Now, this is ugly, but it's still there, by the way. But above, close, above, close, above. I was looking for a move to go like this. Missed the 200, retest this zone, and go short. I would have been over this trade right here. Right? But that didn't happen. We now have, as you can see, a close back above of all of this zone. This is the whole setup is done now.
Yeah,
that's like my trade doing this. My beautiful retest chart cycle doing this. This don't count no more. When it does this, that's nothing. That's MSU. You're making stuff up at this point. Yeah. So this totally, it was close, and I was like, oh, if this sets up tomorrow, I'm gonna smash this trade because, again, we got the 1350 cross. That lets me know we're coming out of level 3, shifting the zone into level 1, retest, short. But for this to come all the way back up here like this, nah, that whole thing is done now. So this is non-existent. So I was close. Well, I wasn't close to taking this, but this was close to possibly setting up. And then the other 3 did the same thing. US 30. Now this is a bit different. Now this is so funny, right? Because if we look at this, in fact, I'm gonna zoom this all the way out. Just check this out, right? I saw this today too. So we got the 50-200 cross, but if you look at price, look at the 200 EMA. This happened on the 24th of April. Price touched the 50 here. I'm 200 here, but this doesn't count. Why? Because the market baseline is above the static. So this does not count as a reload, a bounce move, nothing. But from here, price has not touched the 200 EMA at all. So even though this is one of those times, guys, where I say, I don't have a setup for this. And for me, this is a level 3 long. And Sam, if you say that you took S&P long today, this is what I mean. Was like, man, this is so close because technically you can't take this trade, right? Because you have, well, I can't take this trade. I can't take this trade long, right? We got a 1350 cross to the downside, and then it totally turns around and crosses the upside without, y'all see right here, this never touched this 200 EMA, even though we have a reload going below. So we got the TDI saying, oh, it's long, but my chart says, nah, it's not ready yet. So I don't have a setup for this yet. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, if you were to try to take this anyway, this was a great move to take. I just couldn't take this because price did not touch this 200 EMA.
Sam can take this one.
Yep. So Sam, again, so I said, if he took this long today, this is where the difference comes in at, because I can't touch this. This will jam me all up.
The difference, we are just Michael. We are just normal. He is the GOAT. He can take this one.
Right. I'm a normal trader, right? Like I do normal trades. But you guys see this, right? Like this would have been a good long to take here, but the TDI said, oh yeah, we got the reload, which I would love to take, but the fact that price didn't touch this, I can't touch this, y'all. This will end up, if I were to take this trade and it lost, I would have been like, you knew you weren't supposed to take that. So for me, this is an outlier trade, like it just is. But it worked out great today. 1350 cross, right? The 1350 cross, you have to run up. First time price touched the 50, boom, bounced up. This is that break and retest, almost to the T. Right? So sucks I couldn't get into this, but I was hoping someone else did. But even if you looked at this on the 15-minute chart, gorgeous, guys. Just look at this. 5200 cross. You know, you're looking for the W structure that is. This came down. Was this ugly? Of course it was ugly. That's why it looked like it do on a 1 hour chart. It's ugly. But it worked. It's not always going to be pretty, is what I tell everybody. It's not always going to be pretty, but this thing worked out great, actually. So beautiful setup. Again, once the 5200 cross, you're looking for that pattern off the 200. However you see that pattern.
Sorry, you think this week we will break the all-time highs?
Yep, 100%. And reason being is, look at where it is now. Let's put on a daily. This. All right. Maybe not this week. Maybe
if you check NASDAQ,
okay.
Maybe you will say it will break. But US 30, it's a little bit still far.
Yeah, let me put an alert on here real quick. I'm just put ATH. Oops. All right. So yeah, that was. Let's see, NAS. Yeah, so actually to me it's the same thing. This is close, but it's almost not really there. But once again, guys, just look at this. So I don't have a TDI on a daily chart. That's the weird part. So although I can say, oh, look, I can see that the 5200 EMA crossed here, and this is a touch, but I can't see below on a TDI if this would confirm, which kind of sucks. Maybe look at this on my other one. Let's see. I'll look into my other screen in a moment and kind of see if I can with the TDI here. But even from here, so we got one here, right? One here. And then we got the third one here. Oh, this is actually a nice, beautiful head and shoulders pattern going along. Do I think this will take this out? Yeah, to be honest, I do. Now, if you can trade this, that's something totally different. You just got to be able to, I guess, get to the nitty gritty and kind of see if this can actually happen. But so yeah, super, super close, to be totally honest. And then the last one, my bad, I feel like I'm hogging. Sorry, 30 minutes in.
No. Go for it.
No.
Okay. Same thing with this one. Like, to me, all three of these are the same. NAS 100, US 30, and S&P are all like very, very close together. They all kind of do this, working off the same little motions a bit. So same thing. One's there, one's here. This might not count, but again, I don't have a TDI on here to even say. And again, shoulder, head, shoulder. So do I think this will close below this? Yeah, I do. I mean, I can't trade that yet, and I'm not going to put money on it, but I do think that this will break above this. So, yeah, super close to taking this today. Well, not taking it, but hoping that it would have worked out. But it didn't. Because once these came all around like this, it was just too much. Like, I can't. I don't like to take level 3 trades like that. Even though there's a thing of what we call a reset. So we can, like, if I was to draw this pattern, right? Like it'll do, it could do something like this, where it's like reset, retest, right? Retest this area, right? And then come down here or something like this, right? Yeah. Like the pattern I draw is just a crystal clear, perfect pattern. But y'all hear me say a lot, variations to the theme, right? Like it can't do that like exactly like that every time. That would be way too easy. But what I'm trying to point out is the structure of it all. Like everything that I'm drawing here, has structure. So it can easily do what we call a reset, right? Like we got this M top, break, retest, break is like, oh, I thought she said that once you take this is the golden trade. Oh, whoops. That every time you take this, it's like 90%. Yeah, it's supposed to be, right? Every now and then we have this point where it'll come down, but at this point you're at break even. So you took something off. So you shouldn't be losing a trade once it gets here. Right? But if it comes back and takes you out of break even, again, you took some off, so you're not losing any money. So you shouldn't have lost this trade. And then it comes back and does a whole nother M top again. And then you're like, oh, I thought it was supposed to come back and retest the area here. It don't always do that. Sometimes it'll, break through 2 levels, come back and retest this zone and then go down. But knowing where you are in the cycle, once again, is the most important thing. So you can't like take that for what it is every single time. That's just a Mona Lisa cycle, right? Everything else you gotta do your own looking to kind of see if that'll actually work, right? But a lot of times, well, I can't say a lot because most of the time it does work, but that 20-30% of the time it won't work. So you just have to again know where you are in the cycle, and then you kind of take it from there, basically. But I think that was pretty much it. It was just that EA. Yep, that was really it for me. I didn't really see anything else this week or today, nice. Rather. That would look at this. This thing got me down now. This dang it thing. Go back to crude oil. I might have to take this one off. I'm gonna have to take this one off.
That's what happens when you break your rules.
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. You see this though?
In my opinion, the moment you feel this is not a good trade, just you feel
gotta take it off.
Just you gotta take it off.
Or you can double your position.
Oh, that's a great idea, Sam. That's a great idea. All right. Man, so you see what's happening right now? People are seeing this as a first leg. Traders want to take this like this as an M short, possibly, and like this. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I told you, Michael, they are not working on Mondays. I'm sorry.
Man. We're gonna have to see what they do.
It's a Canadian bank holiday, so maybe the market makers are in Canada at the moment. So,
dude, they're not following their typical sentiment. And then what's even worse is we had the move on Friday, and it just didn't do it. That's the craziest part. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna totally say I'm like, this move got me jammed up from Friday. Still, I'm still biasly, emotionally attached to this going long. It's like, dude, this has to go long. Says who? Says you? From your Mexico house? What are you gonna say we're going long? You don't know anything. You don't know anything, right? This is a great setup though. Like the setup, right? The W, this goes, bounce. You would think this is long, and they're like, no, we're not going long, buddy. Anyway, I think I'm still attached to this from Friday, the way they did me. This close above this, like, bro, what do you mean you're not long right now? There's no wicks on this candle. This green candle, there's no wicks on this side or this side. That's crazy.
If you could repeat, Michael, just where is your stop? Where
on the 1 hour chart. So I took this on the one. Yeah, my stop will be below here. So my stop, if we go here, my stop loss is at 6,100. So 6,100 is about right here. Yeah, I would always put my stop below this swing, which is right here, below this. But if this closed below these 2 EMAs, I don't want to be in this trade anymore. I'm gonna just take my loss, and that's gonna be it.
Because just the way the price behave, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see when we have a big push, we retrace it all back 100%, like after the big push. So we could see similar thing again. Big push, retrace it all back, take lows, and then coming back higher.
Mm-hmm. Something else they could do too is how I say that reset. They like to reset off this 800 EMA right here. So like how I'm seeing this could totally be the move going back down. The 800 EMA, right? They could be making the M off the 200, off the 800 EMA, and I'm just down from there. So this sucks. I'll be totally honest. I don't have all of this on all my accounts, so it don't hurt that bad. But just to see this, I'm like, come on, man. Friday and Monday, y'all jam me up with this. They funny for that. Yeah, they funny for that. But this is why, as you said, you got to stick to your trading plan now, because how you jammed up.
There for a reason.
Mondays, Michael. Mondays.
Yep. Trap move. See, I got caught in a trap move right now. It's supposed to be trap move Mondays and Fridays, and I'm like, oh no, it's a continuation trade. No, it's not. It's a trap move. It's a trap move short. That's what it is. Sneaky. Yeah. I always say sneaky.
It's all right. You still have 4 days where I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunity.
So what hurts the most is when I say I took this on all my accounts. If I take it on one account, whatever. If I take it on all my accounts, that means I was totally wrong about the position. Like, there's nothing to say about it. I got over 10K on a position. Yeah, I was. If I wanted to put 10K on a trade, I was sure about that.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Who knows? It might turn around.
It better.
Potentially. You never know. It's not over yet. And like you said, you can always double your position. I'm joking.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I'll just double my position.
Disclaimer.
What you should do. This is you cannot lose if you do this, right? If you lose a trade, say you took a trade with one lot, right, and you lost it, you enter again in the opposite direction, but with 2 lots. And if you lose that again, you enter 4 lots.
we need disclaimer, guys.
That sounds just like my first strategy, Sam.
We're joking to all the viewers. Of course, do not do that.
Robert, please, if you are listening,
do not do that, please.
But I'll share my screen. I'll show you guys what happened today. Today was actually uneventful for the most part. It was nice and easy to trade. There was no what do you call it? No hiccups, no drawdown. It was actually very nice. So I'm a bit annoyed I didn't hold it to my take profit. Typical. The one time. All right. So where did I enter? Market opened. We just went up. There was an area, this area here, that at the time there was a gap in volume there. So I was looking potentially to short it here. But you'll see in a recording, there was clearly no sellers coming in. The buyers were just smashing it. So I had the moment we broke above it, my bias changed, right, we're going to go up. And then the obvious target was back to these highs here, which we did hit literally just about an hour ago. But I got out around here on this because we did technically gap in the weekend. It doesn't, for some reason, it's not displaying properly on the charts. But on other charts, this was one big gap, basically. So this is the open candle for today, or the closing candle for closing candle for Friday. And it was basically one giant gap. There was no volume in it. It's just one. We just gapped over the weekend, essentially. So my obvious, as we got to that gap, I expected a bit of resistance, some kind of pushback. Didn't want to hold it, so I got out here. So the trade looked something like, something like that. The trade looked, and then I had my stop loss like that. So really nice trade. The original take profit was, of course, up here, but to be fair, I'm quite glad I didn't hold it, because that would have just been painful to hold through all that choppiness. And you can see how the wicks just become, like, if you compare it to before, it's just green, 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 beautiful, no real resistance, and then it starts coming with resistance, and you got that choppiness. I don't want to hold through that, so pretty happy I got out. But let's have a quick look at the recording. I'm gonna have to stop and share the full screen. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So market open in 25 seconds. So let me just forward it. And boom, the market's opened here. So I am waiting. At this point, I'll be honest, I was looking more likely to short the market. If I felt that my bias was bullish, I pretty much would have started entering probably at least one position, just with the amount of volume that came in that market open, right? And you can see how it's all the same. It's just stacked.
Man, it's all stacked,
these orders. Yeah. So I probably, like, if I had a bullish sentiment or a strong bullish sentiment, I would have happily entered pretty much on this candle, on the market open candle. But because at that moment in time, I had a bit of a bearish sentiment, probably more bearish and bullish, I didn't want to, go against my sentiment until the market tells me clear as day, hey, look, we're going up. So if I just forward it, because I think I enter about 7 minutes in, we're seeing a little bit of sell pressure, but nothing too crazy. Here's that gap in volume at the top. At the top here is that gap in volume, so this yellow box area here. I'm kind of waiting for it to get into that and see what the hell happens. You can pretty much see it perfectly here on the smaller chart, on the what's it called, candlestick chart. Nice little gap right there. So let's see what happens when we get into it. I'll just fast forward a bit. Not much really happens. Almost there. All right, we're into it now. And now I'm just looking for, right, are these buyers going to slow down? Are the sellers going to come in? I'm seeing on the depth of market pretty heavy sell numbers, but they just get eaten up. Like, they don't even stop the market. The buyers just blow right through. And it's pretty, I'm not going to play it in real time because I think it takes a few minutes, but you'll never really, I mean, look at that. Look how quick the buyers just took out that gap. There was no indication that the sellers are actually gonna win here. And if you look really carefully, just pay attention to that 156 at 5925, right? Watch as the market gets towards it, how it has no effect. And it's about to get cleared, almost about to get cleared. And we're on it now. And boom, it just took them all out. And the market just shot up, right? That's generally not a good sign, right? If you want to sell, if you had loads of sell limit orders, and not only do the buyers just with zero resistance, it doesn't even push the market down. The buyers literally but like, jump upwards a few price levels. Yeah, you got no chance that the sellers are in control. So at this point, I'm happy. All right, we're not going down, at least not from this gap. Maybe higher up somewhere, we might have a retracement of some kind. But at this moment in time, we are, we're looking to buy. Just because the sellers have no chance. So I'll fast forward it to where I actually enter. And I'm just looking for the buyers just looking for it to dip back into here. Give me some buy pressure. So the typical trade where, we broke above it. Give me some buy pressure in here so I can buy it up, right? And we do see that happen. So we've just broken through it. And here we go. Here the buy is coming in a bit more heavy now. Still not that great. As soon as I see the buyers just making that, like, it's not always about the quantity, right? Even though the numbers aren't that huge, right? But just look at the delta overall, right? 431 delta on this candle, right, to the sellers. And look at the candle, just how it looks on the sell side. And then 549, so relatively similar amounts. And look at the candle for the bulls. Like, the bulls are just so much more efficient right now. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take a hell of a lot more sellers to stop that kind of momentum. So I was happy to jump in, even though the numbers aren't that big. They don't need to be that big. The market's just pushing up pretty easily.
It's so much green, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So I let it play out. We'll just fast forward it. I set my take profit to that high, which, you know, is quite far away at this point, but it did hit it, you know, about an hour ago. And then I'm just looking at other areas of potentially where the market could, you know, because it's not just going to flood straight up there, right? Unlikely. There's going to be some retracements. I'm kind of looking, where could it potentially bounce off and retrace from? And I kind of, at some point, I do spot another gap, and then I kind of draw it out. We'll just fast forward it. Never really in any drawdown. The market's moving nicely. Let me just fast forward it a bit. Set my stop loss below that gap. And here I think I draw. Yeah, right here. So all I did was take a volume profile tool from the top here to the bottom. And I'm looking at all the volume. And this is the most extreme gap, the highest one. So I put that gap there, thinking most likely if we get there, we're going to have a retracement again. And, you know, the zigzag sort of trending pattern will start occurring, right? So that's going to be most likely my take profit, right? I'm most likely going to get out there unless it just shoots right through it. But there's a good chance I'll be getting out there. And I set an alert there. And we just keep going up for a bit. Now, at this point, I do have a podcast. So I'm literally, you know, debating, do I close out the trade or do I? It's literally like Zoom's telling me podcast in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, got to do something. Instead, I decide, all right, I don't think it's going to go back. And I don't think it's going to be a losing trade. Like, it's moved too well. We're still quite far away from that gap. There's probably a good chance. It's quite, and like, we're far enough from my entry where I'm kind of happy just to let it ride. Do you know what I mean? So I do the podcast and I think, okay, I'll just let it ride for that time. So I have to obviously stop the recording to do the podcast. And then once I'm done, I start it again. Oops, what happened there? There it is. And now it's, you know, we've literally so lucky, right? Because as I come back on, we're literally at that gap where potentially, you know, we could see a retracement happen, and this is like my next, probably my take profit, right, for this trade. So
no break even,
break
no
above
nothing.
It.
You didn't go break even.
Oh no! I put not yet. But I do move my stops to within 2 profit below the next gap. So, but there was a reason I wanted to get out. And I think, yeah, here you can see it kind of better here, right? Now, the only thing that worried me is, although we kind of broke above it, it's just that amount of buyers right near the top is worrying me. Potential for a
maybe.
Exactly. And generally speaking, you see the market kind of drift backwards down. Not saying that this is going to spark off a downtrend, of course not, but there could be a move against you. You know, a lot of people getting trapped up here. I don't want to be one of them, although obviously I didn't enter there.
You didn't want to hold for the retracement.
Nah, definitely not.
Because no, he said no. Hell no.
Although,
hell no.
When you're already up quite well. The thing is, right? And this is the thing about trading, and it can really mess with you. Although logically speaking, you think, okay, we're probably going to hit this high again, right? We're not that far away from it. No one's really going to want to short the market at this point, right? So the logic part of your brain tells you, yeah, we're probably going to go to this high, and we did in this case. But the amount of times I've seen the market get so close to the last high, and then like a V-shaped reversal, and boom, it floods down. Now, there's nothing more painful than being in a good trade, getting so close to your take profit, and it just diminishes within minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always that little voice in the back of your head that's telling you, are you in that situation right now?
Yeah.
Although it looks really good, how confident are you that it's actually going to hit your take profit in this moment in time? Do you know what I mean? And then I see something like 2,000 buyers trapped at the top. Yeah, I don't know. So I kind of, just watch it, see what actually happens. Do these buyers ever gain control again? Are they able to push it up higher? Excuse me. I'm just kind of keeping my eye on the market, and it goes sideways, but and although sideways is quite neutral, right? And generally speaking, it's neutral, right? It's balanced. But the reality is, if the buyers are struggling to push it up, although the buy numbers aren't that big, the sell numbers are bigger, and they're still struggling to push it down. So it's not terrible. It's not telling me right now that this is going to flood down. The buyers just can't really get higher than here. Do you know what I mean? They're struggling to break this area here. And although you got these big sellers come in, they're not really pushing the market down. So until that balance kind of tips more in the seller's favor, where a few sellers come in and the market's pushing down nicely, that's probably going to be my cue to get out, right? So
right.
I'm kind of just watching it, and I just, like you could just see how quick those buyers got. Boom, sellers came in, boom, they're starting to push it down quite nicely. It's not looking good. I give it another few minutes, hoping some miracle occurs. It does kind of go back up a little bit, but I'm just not feeling it. So I pretty much get out the trade around here somewhere. Yeah, here somewhere I get out, knowing that most likely there will be some kind of retracement. I don't want to hold for it. So
nice trade.
All in all,
right.
Good trade. To be fair, it was a very easy market. I mean, really, really easy to market, right? Like, especially the part where I entered, there was no. It's just easy. It's not every day that it sadly happens like that. Most days there's a lot more chop. Like recently, the amount of chop we've had has been disgusting. Especially near market open, you just have like the most choppiest. Look at that, it's choppy. Market open, choppy. Today's been one of the first days in a while where it's just picked the direction and gone. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, not a bad trade. Overall, pretty happy. But yeah, that was that. Do want to just look at the update. I can't remember if you remember on Friday, I helped a friend with a bunch of trades, telling him where.
I remember your old strategy.
I had alerts go off. So this would have been a failed trade right here. Like technically on Friday, it basically touched that area, but today it touched it, and you would have been stopped out. AUD CAD. You would have touched it just now, so you'd be in a trade on AUD CAD, being in a bit of negative. This would have been annoying. You probably would have got stopped out, but it did kind of work out. That would have really annoyed you, because you would have jumped in for a short. Your stop probably would have been just above, and you would have, targeted actually that gap there. So yeah, that would have been very annoying, that trade, but it's part of it. It's what happens.
It is.
This is the one you would have.
I just had this close
Friday.
right now. I was wondering if I was going to have to close this trade, and I don't. So we'll see. This is the annoying part.
Yeah.
Especially on a Monday. Like, I don't like this on Monday at all. Like, because now I got to be like vigilant and focused the whole week to make sure I don't like take Monday with me till Tuesday. How I kind of took Friday with me till Monday. It's annoying.
Euro CAD would have hit its take profit nicely. Pound CAD, there's no trade. Pound AUD would have, hit take profit. AUD Japan, no trade. Euro Japan, no trade. And pound Japan, or yen, I don't know, I'm saying Japan, no trade as well. So yeah, it would have been a bit of a worse day than Friday. You would have had 2 trades, 3 trades, wasn't it? I can't remember now. Yeah, 1 loss, 1 you're in at the moment, and another one that would have stopped you out very annoyingly by a few pips. But what can you do? This is the annoying thing. This is why I don't like this system or this strategy. You could do literally using limit orders, because you're trading the moment it hits that area. You're not looking at any other confirmation,
right?
And if you do it enough times, like if you backtest it, it is a profitable strategy. But you just have to hold to your take profit. Do you know what I mean? You have to hold. Like you can't be jumping out halfway. You can't be, because it messes everything up. Do you know what I mean? So you just have to hold it and walk away. Once you enter, walk away, set your stop, set your take profit, and never look at it again until. And I hate stuff like that. I like looking at the trade as it's happening in real time, but what can you do? I know CAD CHF was a trade as well. Yeah, that would have been nice. But that was back in Friday as well. But yeah. Anything on pound yen? Nothing. US dollar yen getting close to the area. US dollar CAD, nothing as well. And yeah, that'd be it. Boom.
Nice. Let me share my screen. See.
Yeah, just definitely one of those days. Week. It all worked out and didn't work out. Kind of annoying at the same time.
Where's crude oil now?
Slightly a bit up. Not up. Okay. I'm in profit, but it didn't close below, so I gotta hold on to this.
Okay.
That's all right. Why would they let me not close the trade? They gotta make me wait for an extra hour, then I gotta close the trade, not just I close it at the same time. You know how they do.
These market makers.
They are good. They're the best ever. These are the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. For real. They so good, they will make you click the mouse and rob yourself. They don't need to rob. You can rob yourself. It's insane. No other robber can do that. Like normally you got to come with a gun, some type of threat, some type of something. No, not the market makers. You at home, all by yourself with your own computer, your own internet connection, your own mouse. They throw a little pattern out there, and that's it. And they rob you like that. It's crazy.
The thing is, a lot of people would. It's a zero-sum game, isn't it? So whenever you make $1 in the market, you have robbed someone else.
Yeah,
that's it's kind of sad when you think about it, actually.
Yeah, this is the part where it's like, dude, you've been robbing people for the longest. Are you surprised someone robbed you? Like,
yeah.
No, it's all good. This if anything, I'm paying some business expenses. That's what I like to think of it as.
just a bit of tax. It's not a big deal.
It's
yeah.
Yep. Okay, so let's check. Let's start with the calendar for the week. See what we have. Oh, there is some fresh news. Putin, my conversation with Trump was very meaningful. The call was very, very informative and helpful. So that's some good news. When was this? It was just 7:36, so 50, maybe 30 minutes ago. Okay, so
it almost sounds like a testimonial for a one-on-one session. My conversation with Aymane was very, very meaningful.
Right.
The call was very, very informative and helpful.
Right. Like, did AI write that for you, or did you come up with it on your own?
Yeah. So what we have this week in terms of the calendar. So today, Monday. So we have a lot of Fed speaking. We have Trump later today, 2 hours from now. So tomorrow we have no red folder news. So there is a couple of news related to oil, ESPA crude oil, and a couple of Fed speaking. So Wednesday we have again EA crude oil inventory. We have this US 20 years bond bid later on the session. And Thursday we have couple of red folder news. We have US initial jobless claim. We have US S&P services flash PMI and existing home sales. And on Friday we have US new home sale unit. So definitely, like, starting the week, there is no much news, so that's good. Starting from, let's say, a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, we have on Thursday a lot of red folder news, so be careful, check your calendar before you trade. So in terms of the price action for today, so let's check first the weekly candle. Last week weekly candle, how it's closed. So as you can see, last week we made you can say 5.5% last week straight. No wick. We left, if you remember, guys, we left a gap last week at the open. We still didn't fill this gap. For me, and I'm gonna say it here, I will be looking for a short from here. Even it will not be in my trading session, and if I get confirmation on the 1 hour, it could be a squeeze candle, momentum big candle, or wait a little bit for the volume to slow down here on the 1 hour, 30 minutes. I will try to short this weekly supply here. It's unmitigated. We never touch it again, so at least we are expecting any reaction. For me, like, if the momentum continue, which I could be wrong, like, but for me, I think we will not break this week. But it's just my personal opinion. Yeah, again, I will try to short from here if I will get a confirmation. So there is two things: aggressive confirmation, like maybe on the 1 hour, 4 hours, some big push to the zone, see the volume slow down, and then I will short. Yeah, somewhere from here. I put 3-4 alarms here just to notice me that we are approaching the area.
I would agree as well. I have the exact same area marked out where I'm looking for potentially shorting the market there. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like, if the confirmation presents itself, like, I will short even outside of my session, just because I planned it like yesterday when I was planning for the week. It's planned. If we come here, got confirmation, I will try to short. Of course, I am aware that when there is big momentum, you don't want to trade against momentum. But this area here, it's unmitigated, and I will wait a little bit for, as I said, at least a big candle into the supply and then slow down and then take the sell. This will be aggressive entry, or wait for a failure. So wait of a failure on the 1 hour will be better on the 1 hour. So just a push, big push, something like this, and then come back to this range again. This will be nice. And if this happen, like we could create a wick here and come back close red for the week. And because we already have a big, this is the biggest, not really the biggest, but if we compare it to the 3-4 candles here, this is the biggest one. Yes, in terms of volume, there is not much high volume, but the way I want to see it is touching the supply. This is the weekly candle, touching the supply, come back and close red. And then we will take the decision the week after. That's what I would like to see this week. So yeah, in terms of today's price action. So today's price action was really interesting. We touch unmitigated demand, same way I draw my demands. So you have this candle here. It took the previous low with this wick, close green, got continuation, and we never touched this demand again. So we came back earlier on London session, and what we had again the same concept, big candle. And if we check the volume here, let's see, 30 minutes, same setup. And this is the same setup I'm looking for on the weekly supply above to have. So you can see here, so we have this big bearish candle, and we have 8,209. This is the biggest volume in all. You can see here we have just 6,000, 3,000, 2,000, 5,000. So this one was really nice trade to take, and I am looking for the same setup for aggressive entry on the 1 hour at least, or when we touch the supply for aggressive entry. For more conservative, I will wait a little bit for a failure before taking the short. And also it will align, as I said, also with how I see the weekly candle, and it aligns also with a pattern that I trade a lot. I see a lot in a trending market, which is we are trending strong, and we broke the structure and we broke again. And for me, if this present like the squeeze or the failure here, I think we will come back to this area, this 20,952. So the pattern I was talking about is this one, is trending strong and break structure here, like we're going down, break again, and then the real push will happen. But until where the first target will be this 20,934. So yeah, but for now, the way it looks, there is momentum, especially on the daily. Like we are taking the previous week low, and maybe we will close above this range. So for now, it looks bullish, but still, I will be interested to sell from here if the confirmation presents itself. So if we would go back to today's price action. So as I said, we had the touch here, big candle, and the volume, the highest volume in all this trend. And then we had this, what I call the MAC candle. We took the previous candle low, close green, got the continuation, we retest, we start pushing. So, and this is what I talk, I think on Friday and Thursday, like on Mondays, maybe sometimes Tuesday, to give you an idea about the price, how it will be. And as Sam mentioned earlier, like last week, we had a really choppy price at the open, and we saw the same price for 2-3 days at the open, chop, and then we move, maybe or not. And we start to see this week that straight at the open we have a clear trend. So for me, I am prepared that this week we could have similar pattern at least 1 or 2 days. Maybe just probabilities. When I'm saying those things, it's everything is probabilities. But from the Monday, the price action Monday, maybe Tuesday will be less choppy. But I am expecting like at least Wednesday and Thursday, or one of them, at least one day extra, that we will get same price, just straight away push to the upside. So if I will go back to just potential continuation trade that we could have today, just the how to say, 15 minutes, just big cluster at the top. What I will be looking for is straight continuation. So when you see momentum, you trade with the momentum. And for me, sometimes I get this question, okay, how you make the difference between this is a trap candle and it's a, so you will trade the reversal, or it's a continuation candle. First, the context, price action, the context of the price. Second, when you check purely on the delta, you can see we have bigger clusters in the middle at the low of the candle. Okay, so it's not like we are having normal clusters here and at the top we have big cluster into the supply. Okay, so here we have some big cluster, important cluster in the middle here at the low of the candle, and at the top we have big cluster. So for me, if I will trade this one, of course I will wait for just sign on 1 minute or 30 seconds. What I want to see if I took this trade is continuation. So the entry here, maybe stop loss below this 128, and I would trade the 15-minute continuation. So the moment the 15 minutes close, I will maybe take to break even. So this is continuation trades, and the same thing here happened. So for me, if I was trading today, you can see that we tapped into this 4-hour supply here, this 4-hour supply. So I will be looking for confirmation to sell. So let's check the delta, if the delta confirmed that. So first thing, we got the candle here. We got the candle here, the MAC candle, I call it. We took the previous high, we closed red, but we closed inside the support. So the next candle, let's check the 15 minutes, how it looks. So yeah, is there any absorption? Is there any potential absorption? So we have some red, let's say red sellers here, maybe taking profits, maybe stop losses. Just the way this candle looks in terms of delta, I don't like it. I would like to see this 262 here, maybe a little bit higher. So for me, when I got my confirmation candle, it closed above the biggest cluster here. So you can see that we are closing above the biggest cluster and we hold those prices. So when we check the 5 minutes, and that's why it's important to see the delta and to see where are the biggest cluster. Are there on the top of the candle, at the low of the candle? Is the price holding this cluster? So if we will come back here it was the biggest cluster on 15 minutes and we close with minus 143 at the low. So if I want to take short, which is I will not, I will take, I want to see just straight continuation. But because of the price, because of the context, like doesn't align, because you see a big push like this, big candle, and after the big candle we got continuation, and here like no clear absorption and biggest cluster is holding. I'm not gonna short from it, just because there is no clear confirmation. So yeah, okay, sorry. So if this was for this trade, and again we hold this biggest cluster here, we hold it a lot, hold it, we made a lot of absorption here, absorption, big candle, absorption, big candle, absorption, and then we broke higher. So it will be interesting week to watch the price. For sure it will be more cleaner than last week, and as I said, like it's, you can see from the Monday like big push up, no consolidation. Yeah. So yes, maybe Tuesday will be less choppier, a little bit choppy, but definitely this week will be more trending markets than choppy. That's how I see it personally. What do you think, Coach Sam? Michael.
Yeah, I really hope so. I think you're right. We had the major chop right now. Well, we had it, and now we're looking at more probably trending. I do agree, though. I do think we're due to see the market push down a little. We've had so many bullish days in a row. Soon, I feel like there will be some bearish pressure coming in. It can't sustain forever, so
yeah. And from my point of view, I really needed for me to interact into the market to go higher. I needed a pullback, slight to that 200 EMA, give me some nice pattern, and then continue along. Because if it just does what it did today, there's no move for me in there. I have no setup for that type of run in that sense. I don't like the bounces off the 50 when it hasn't touched the 200, as I mentioned earlier. So I want to see it pull back and then go long. I'll be super confident in that, area. But before that, I will be an innocent bystander.
Yeah. And again, the markets could break and all-time highs. Never see with the hype that Trump is giving to the market. We could easily just buy again, and you see the market is flying again. So definitely, it's.
Want to say hello to Johannes? He says hello, everyone.
Hey,
good to see you.
Hello.
Join
Michael,
us.
Do you want to put your charts on the screen?
I see. Yeah. Can you guys see this now?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this thing came all the way back. Remember, it was down here. I said if it closed below. Yeah. Now I always remember, right? Like a close below is bad, but I need double confirmation, right? So if you look on my TDI, I would have also needed. This would have really. I would have wanted to see this go below this static, but it really didn't. It kind of came short. Right. So my TDI didn't say close it, but my chart said close it. And I need both of them to say that. So luckily, this thing has come all the way back. Not up much, but we are back in profit, which is good. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and move my stops to break even. All right. And if this closes me out again, then I don't know what the hell is going on with this whole thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Are the prices similar for both charts?
So look, it said my field price is 61.97 and we're at 62.15. So if I move this I just want to move to 6,200. If this takes me out at 6,200, I don't know.
Wait. Phil, 6,200 would be fine. Yeah.
Look. Look, right, 6,200 would be right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this takes me on again.
No, wait a minute. What's your fill price? So on that chart, on the current trading view chart. So here you got fill price 61.97, right?
Right.
Mark down 61.97. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 61.97 is right here.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6,200 then.
But why on trading view it's 6.222.1 and on the chart is
62.222, right? Then it says, see, that's the part that's throwing me off right there.
It's about
10 different.
Yeah.
All right, so look, if this says 62.12, but really trading view says 62.22, that's a 10 pip difference, right? So instead of me putting it at 6,200, I'll put it at 61.90.
Yeah.
Right?
61.9.
Yeah. Is it going to take me out right here?
And what is spread? Could you double check just the spread?
So the spread on here looks like it's about 3 pips.
And
so
and there
224.
It says it in between 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. So
yeah.
All right, so it didn't take me out, but it looked like it's a little 5 pip difference there because I don't know. Y'all seen this? That happened live on Friday, so I'm gonna leave these two alone. I'm gonna take this off. I just don't want to have my risk on the table anymore after this. Like, Let's see.
I think you should forget oil for a little bit.
Yeah, oil's a little bit different. It's weird. Like I'm gonna point something else out. Watch this. Something else that's kind of weird for me about this is it says that this, let's see, the 4-hour candle. The 4-hour candle closes in an hour and 34 minutes. And technically that's not right. The candle's supposed to close at 1 Eastern for me. And then it's supposed to close again at 5.
Yeah, I mean, oil is a weird one. Like, I've never traded oil because I can't get any volume data on oil. Like, nothing. Don't know why. Yeah, every time I try using volume profile, anything on oil, doesn't exist.
Yeah,
at least
it's weird.
I don't know. Oil is like, yeah.
If you look at this price action on this chart, this is like almost perfect. Like, once again, you can almost expect this. Now, would you expect this deep pullback all the way down here? No, really, I wouldn't. Not that far back. But I did say that we got the 1350 cross. We got the run up. First leg, second leg. We got this to close above this piece right here. This is technically good to go. Like, technically, it's good to go for the long up here. Now, will that happen? Is oil? I don't know. Probably not. Like, this thing is weird. But look at this pullback. Like, we got this candle right here with no wicks, solid close above all of this, right? It pulled all the way back. I would expect it to pull back to here, which is the 13 EMA. But this little piece down here, oh, that was a little deep. Like, that was pretty deep there to close. But yeah, we'll see how it work out. I'm gonna leave it alone for a second. You guys see I'm at break even. Did it take me out yet? No, it didn't take me out just yet.
No,
but
you're good.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If it takes me out, screw this trade. I might take this off my list. Just too much going on. But I do want to see it close above here. Then I know this will be looking good. And we'll I guess monitor it from there.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Aymane pulled through with his market makers, managed to he was just playing around with you, Michael. He was just
I always appreciate that. I always appreciate it. Right? No one likes to be
it's Sam this time. It's Sam. It's Sam.
Hey, I have no contacts.
Hey, look, I don't care who it is. Just do it. All right.
I'm a lone wolf.
Just Sam like to play just like a ghost. He don't like to show up a lot. He want to just he do things like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
As oil was dropping, I went on Twitter and just started tweeting loads of anti-electric car messages, and that managed to push oil up a bit.
Hey, I don't care how it happens. All right, I don't care how it happens, as long as it happens.
just tweeted a load of stuff. My Tesla broke down. Never buying it again.
Hilarious. One of my girl's best friend, her name's Jazz. She actually had her birthday was on Saturday, I want to say. She went out and she had a little bit too much to drink, and she's like, "Oh, I don't care. I got a Tesla. My Tesla drive me home." She posted a whole video of it driving her home. I'm like, oh my God.
This is
the coolest, most dangerous thing I've ever seen. I'm like, Jazz.
But is it technically drink driving? This is my point. Is it technically drink driving? If I know right now, like it doesn't matter.
They're gonna have to come up with a rule for this. Like the person in the passenger seat can't be inebriated. They just can't be, whether you're driving or not.
It's true, because if something happens, they still have to take control of the vehicle.
Yeah, right? it's crazy. She's like, everybody should get a Tesla. Look at this. I am toe up, y'all, and I'm riding home in my Tesla. I'm like, Jazz, you should not be saying it like online like that. But I'm glad you made it home safe. Thanks to your Tesla.
Yeah.
She found the glitch.
Yeah. She found a glitch. Exactly. Well, technically, I'm not driving.
Scary stuff. I don't know. Teslas are pretty cool, but it's just not my thing, to be honest. I can't imagine driving a car not hearing anything. You know?
I mean, that part's strange in itself, because you might be in the street and you look back, it's a car right here, like, man, that car quiet. Yeah, just crept up on you. It's weird a little bit.
But everyone raves about them, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. I don't know. Yeah. But one day I'm sure you'll have to.
Maybe
it's only so long. They're taxing the hell out of people who have like petrol cars. Yeah, gas.
Yeah.
Oh, the tax on my car is like tripled. It's doubling every year. It's getting worse. It's going to cost more to run the car than what the car's worth. But like, so you're going to have to sell eventually. Like you can't.
And they give you so many credits for having an EV car anyway. So it's kind of weird. They're like forcing you into doing it almost.
That's it. But maybe the infrastructure needs a bit of time to catch up, and then hopefully.
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't know. But technically we've hit time. We did start a little bit late, but it's all good. Right. I think that's time. Michael, Aymane.
Yes.
Good session as always.
Of course. I'll take you guys on Wednesdays. I got this interview in a minute, and then Tuesday is my session 2 days. So I'll catch you guys on Wednesday.
No problem. We'll catch up then. Have a good evening.
You guys watch this crude oil trade. See where I end up at. I'll check y'all on Wednesday.
Definitely. We'll keep an eye on it.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, guys. Take it easy, Robert, Sam.
See you, Robert.
Yes, Robert.
Bye-bye.
All right.